It is a windy one
It
today,
is
isn't it?
very
Holy
windy.
buckets. Regardless, hello and welcome. It is a wonderful day here at the Wildcat, basking in the glory that you all shared with us. Donations. Yesterday was, well, quite the finale, and quite the finale of all the things possible that your matching gifts have done for the cats over the last 2 months. Kind of apex of the day yesterday would have to be Taras singing a lion song, a shared memory that we all got to have on a live post at the top of the totem pole.
I agree, Judson. I agree.
Hello and welcome everyone. Despite the internet kind of cutting in and out on us, I'd like to welcome you all to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Rescued Link's Ripley was just looks like she was rubbing around on a little scented patch of her grass, and now looks like she's asking me, wondering if I have any chicken pieces hitting in my golf cart. And Ripley, I can assure you I don't, pretty girl. Maria Vaughn's here. Iona Bellows. Hi, Iona. Hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. A wonderful day to be live at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Ultimately, we're going to keep it light today. It was a heck of a week. It's only Wednesday, but it's been a heck of a week. Wrapping up Miracle Match, beating that fundraising drum, feeling, all types of ways after seeing rescued lion Taras and his sisters sing a lion song on a live post. Whew. Man, it kind of drains you of endorphins in the best way possible. Mary C., glad to have you with us, Mary. Hope all is well. Marilyn Grant is here. Hey, Marilyn. Oh, back to just sneaky grass, Miss Ripley. Let's see who else is here. Kendra Ditto. Hey, Kendra. Heidi Larkins. Hey, hiya, Heidi. As you can see, Ripley enjoying many things here now at Sanctuary. Kind of obviously her in the foreground, getting serious about some catnip that's in her grass there. But knowing that Miko, or rather Ripley, lives with Miko, and Miko's somewhere around this free roaming habitat. Maybe under the platform, maybe enjoying a nap on a or one of those hanging hammocks. But my point being is, the type of thing that your support affords our rescues is the chance to have opportunities and choices. And a cat like Ripley, especially coming out of Miracle Match, knowing where she came from, almost tripped over the golf cart, Olivia, and where she is now, one of the many things that we need to get excited about. Good day, Stephen Davis from Sydney, Australia. Glad to have you with us, Stephen. And I have Olivia over here. She's very
I
quiet.
do.
She's always
Hi,
quiet when
hi.
I'm
I
around. I
know.
don't know what
Well,
happens to her.
you do such a good job, Judson. I interject where needed.
Okay, all right. Looking through some comments here. Morning, folks, says Jeremy. Glad to have you, Jeremy. He says, I think that's Judson. It is
It is
me.
Judson.
Look at that. Lori Heath, the Lion song last night was magical and the best part of your day, and rightfully so, Lori. I can only imagine that would find itself into the. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a first.
Oh, it's kind of windy, but we just had a kind of a little bit of a lynx howl from Ripley as she was walking away here.
Probably calling for Miko.
Probably calling for Miko, correct. But as I was saying, not only is that probably going to make your day, but at least for me, that's kind of on par to make my month, maybe even my year,
Yeah.
such an event like that.
And for me, I think definitely one of my favorite TWS memories. How could it not be? It was very, very special.
I know. I mean, just as we were talking during our live post yesterday, our kickoff with Thor Jr. talking about those miracle memories, and obviously we were able to share the only time that we had seen Taras Carroll with that clip yesterday at the beginning of the day, talking about creating new miracle memories and often referring to ourselves as a community, a TWS family, and being able to collectively experience what happened last night. Man, special, 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 and cool that there's kind of exactly that. We all witnessed it together. We all can talk about it and how it impacted us and how special it was for us to enjoy something like that. It's just
Yeah, I love that, Judson, what you just said, that we all experienced it together, so we can all talk about it as we experienced it together, which is very unique. Obviously, we want to share as much as we can with you here on social media, but truly experiencing that live all together is something special.
Yeah, certainly so. And Ripley, she's kind of gotten out of the reach of my camera here. All I see are little lynx tufts appearing from under her platform. We got some more rain last night, so we'll take it. It's still spring. Certainly getting green around here. Looking over to Bobcat.
We wrapped up that live last night. It started to rain, so it was good timing.
Yeah, I mean I was pretty impressed. I had to run and close my windows. It was raining so hard. Zoom in on Pretty Miss Tao here. And ultimately, if I can even see her, she's kind of veiled by a pine branch that's been placed in front of her little dog glue there. But ultimately, we're just going to keep it pretty light today, Olivia.
Yeah.
You had a big night last night. It's been a big week of you all generously giving to the cats and certainly just kind of beating the drum, as I keep saying, in the final moments of Miracle Match. So that's what today's all about. Obviously, with a whole month and a half of fundraising, we have some tallying to do. We have some crunching of numbers, some calculating, looking at how we did towards our projected goal. We always like comparing how we did, how our performance compared to former years. Obviously, it's very important to look at these fundraising efforts so we can be as effective as possible for the cats. So certainly I know that many of you are anticipating the results of Miracle Match and looking forward to giving you those results, as well as a much more formal and concentrated thank you coming tomorrow. So as always, we know that our e-newsletter is going to be a great source to hear that type of information. A big thank you from a fundraiser like Miracle Match. And of course, our Facebook page kind of mirroring a thank you message all day tomorrow as well. Let's see what we got here.
Miss Winona is in the same spot that we left her yesterday, Judson.
She says, I like this spot. It's the highest platform she has in her habitat, so it doesn't surprise me that it's a favorite haunt for a tiger like her. And her and Thor Jr. admittedly just look so pretty. You can see Thor Jr. with his red
Big
ball
red
in the
ball,
background, and there's Winona and that big blue sky above them. Chizzy Lovell saying TWS is awesome. Proud to support them. Thank you, Chizzy.
Thank you.
And
That's very
we're
nice.
lucky to have your support. Oh yeah, Faith, we already know how you feel. I can only imagine how you feel about Taras singing loud and proud, as you put it.
Yes, and so glad you caught that live
Yeah,
too.
epic is a very accurate word to describe the timing of that Lion song. And admittedly, I had kind of staked out. So we had done, we had kind of realized after Jenny and that was on her volunteer tour, and they had captured that video, that original Lion song of Taras and Gino. It only was a few weeks ago, and so it would have been last week. I stayed late. I got out my digital recorder. I got out my good microphone. I think I had one, two, three cameras set up. I called it Lion Watch. And so certainly there was, rumors that they were starting to carol. We had the evidence captured by Jenny. And then, of course, I wanted to set out to try to catch a lion carol. And admittedly, yes, I was a little disappointed I didn't catch a lion carol, but I couldn't be more happier that, yes, it would have been something special to capture it on a video to share with everyone later, but I kind of wouldn't have it any other way with how it happened. Seeing the first video in the morning was kind of, almost like a teaser, almost a warm-up performance from Taras. And then we got the real thing live as a whole TWS family. Man, that was just so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect. But you did give your best effort. I do have to shout you out, Judson. Judson had just about every camera at the sanctuary on that habitat. You stayed here for a few hours, but they knew what the good timing would be. They were holding off. They knew.
I appreciate, had no idea how, effective marketers the Ukraine Pride
Yeah,
were,
exactly.
until Taras Olivia giving him the cue. She was probably winking behind the camera for all we
Well,
know.
I was
She
pretty much saying it out loud, and
exactly.
they started
She's
it.
in cahoots with the pride, it seems.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Winona. But yeah, I think that's one thing to get excited about is the pride singing. I'm just excited about um being able to look back on those 25 years. That was really special for me. Olivia, what were some of your other kind of favorite takeaways of Miracle Match?
I think obviously Kimba came and joined us, so
Ah,
getting to know
yes.
Kimba, we also shared a little bit more about Nova's story. I think those were highlights for me, other than the miracle memories, which were obviously very special too.
Certainly so. And even this morning, we went to go check in on Kimba to see if we could do our little light live post with her, but in the best way possible. There was a whole host of caretakers and interns kind of doing some construction work inside the pole shed. Kimba is in quarantine, which is attached to that pole shed. Well, even with a little hustle and bustle of people, Kimba was asleep,
Yeah.
and so asleep that she was kind of one of those kind of like up down, upside down with her chin facing upwards. She wasn't on her back completely, but she was
She was
very,
passed out.
very out. So happy to see that gal is certainly coming into her own, kind of learning the pace of life here at TWS, and isn't maybe timid if there's humans in the other area of her space. It's nice to see.
And everyone will be happy to know that Judson and I left her a few treats in her outdoor yard too
Yeah,
for when she woke up.
exactly. I sprayed a few things with the scented perfume bottle. We added some catnip and dropped in some little hard treats for her. Oh yes, sirree. You bet we did. Well, let's see here, Olivia. Ultimately, this is kind of exactly what I wanted. Something
Yeah,
light, something kind of check in with the folks, something to collectively take a deep and much
exactly. A
deserved
deep
breath.
breath. A deep breath.
It's been a lot happening here, and we're just so thankful for everyone participating in it. So my sponsor girl Kimba is comfortable and a sound sleeper. Can't wait to see her on Alive, says Lori rather. Lori, thank you for sponsoring that special gal, and I'm excited too. I think that she was one of those cats who we knew that she would be coming out of her shell, but when she arrived, rightfully so, she was maybe a little bit more cautious about coming out of that shell, and now it's been easily perceived by even myself when I've been kind of going in. We were able to get some good pictures of her last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
It was almost like a different cat.
Yeah.
She's really coming into her own, really gaining that sense of confidence, understanding what her relationship is with the people here and that they mean her no harm. It's awesome to see that. So thank you for helping facilitate that, Lori, with your sponsorship of Kimba.
Yes, and we will get her on Alive as soon as possible and on Kimba's time too. It wasn't on her time today, and that's okay.
Yeah. La di da. Looking for Tal. Sometimes
And
Tal will hear me chatting up near the front of the building and will kind of want to come and see if I have any treats.
I don't know if you noticed though, Judson, she was fully on her back, in her dog glue, pretty passed
Was
out
she?
too. She
Okay.
was.
Okay. Sleep. It's a sleepy type morning. Shadow hanging out in her shift yard. Shadow's got that long habitat that leads all the way up to the front there. Always like it when she kind of called the VIP section is when Shadow hangs out, and this part of her habitat, I think oftentimes we see her up in the front. We know that Shadow's one of our most gregarious and social rescues, and so having her take a little time to herself, I like seeing that from Shadow.
It's a beautiful day for our deep breath, collective deep
It
breath,
is. It
Judson.
is. Really kind of emphasizing that blue sky above
Mhm.
us. I love it, love it, love it. Just kind of flipping through a few more comments, making sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, excuse me, kind of like we mentioned, you're keeping it light. Tomorrow, we're hoping that you all will be staying close to the page because we want to give you a big concentrated thank you. We have some crunching of numbers, as we mentioned, a little calculating on goals and how awesomely your support affected us during the Miracle Match campaign. And so you can look forward to that hitting your inboxes tomorrow. And of course, being reflected on our social media pages accordingly. It is a lovely sky, isn't it, Kendra? And it's a sight for sore eyes. It's been so darn
I
gray
know.
around here. It was peeking through yesterday, but yeah, it's just much deserved. We all need a little vitamin D, and we've got our rain certainly, and now it's time for that rain to turn into some growth around here. Brianna W. checking in from New Jersey. Heck of a last name, Brianna. I won't even hazard on trying that. But so glad to have you with us, and welcome to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Karen Lundy checking in from the UK. Thank you all for doing what you do for these beautiful cats. Thank you, Karen,
That's very nice,
for
Karen.
that acknowledgement, and love to hear your support from afar. And yes, Brianna, don't worry. I'll try not to embarrass myself and you, but glad to have you regardless. Whenona's getting a little
I know,
groom in
quite the
it.
reach.
We'll hang out with Miss Winona for a little bit longer. Glad we're getting some folks filing into the comments here.
What was your favorite miracle memory, Judson, since you said that was a standout for you during Miracle Match?
Favorite miracle memory.
Or maybe a cat that we highlighted that you knew and loved.
That I knew and loved. Well, I was really, I think that learning about, and I wasn't able to know this cat, but Hope Cougar.
Mm-hmm.
Hope's story was, man, really, really hard to kind of. I'd heard her story, and kind of read it a few times, but kind of rewriting it and sharing it during the campaign, it was something of where, knowing what she was, rescued from, and where she was able to live here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, quite the contrast. And that was, Hope Cougar was her name.
Yeah, Hope stood out to me too. And then I think also for me, Diablo is unique. We have 2 black leopards right now, but seeing Black Jaguar, learning a little bit more about him was special to me.
Certainly so. And just another, and just another friend of many that Shazam has had here at Sanctuary.
Yes.
It started with Diablo Guapo, Nikita Tigress. Certainly, Winona, you lived next to Shazam, if you remember that pretty girl. In Shazam, he always likes a pretty orange tigress.
He does.
And then now, Tarek and Polina. Well, speaking of a pretty orange tigress gracing us with their presence, I think we'll let Winona come and give us some chuffs. Well, maybe I'm talking out of turn here. Usually she's likes coming over and at least giving us a few chuffs, but maybe not before a tiger stalk.
Yeah. That's a very good stalk, Winona.
Wow. Very impressive.
You know, Judson, I have to say, Winona never chuffs at me when I'm alone. She only chuffs when you're here.
Never.
She loves to give me eyeballs. Like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do? But she's always very chuffy with you, which I find very sweet.
Yeah. We know each other. We have a little history.
We do too, Winona, but that's okay.
You speak lion, I speak tiger.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Yeah. Kelly, here. Best chuffs at TWS coming from Miss Winona here. And I, now that's something we would do us some good to bottle up these chuffs somehow and really, see who does have, by vote of the audience here, who does have the best chuff. But Kelly, I couldn't agree more that we are in the presence of
a very good chuffer.
A very good chuffer. And then we could have categories. Most unique chuff. I would like to put Tarek into that category.
Softest chuff, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Very, very soft chuff from Elizabeth. So I think there's a lot of different ways we could slice that chuffing contest.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fun. And I think also, even with the lions, it would be fun just to have everyone's voices cataloged.
Yes, very much so. I remember, speaking of wanting to get sound of the lions, that was actually one of my first little fun things that I did here as an intern, was pull out my microphone and Get some tiger chuffs and some other kind of various sanctuary noises.
Courtney's saying, Olivia, Winona likes Judson for his hair. He does have very luscious locks, Judson.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Brianna asking, when there? What happened to her tail? Very common question when maybe someone's new to the Wildcat Sanctuary and sees Winona without her tail. They might wonder, rightfully so, well, why is a tiger without their tail? As you can see, Winona's got the little bob tail. No, she is not a bob tiger. She is a full-blown tiger. Winona was born with a tail. Winona was rescued here, and it's worth saying that the Wildcat Sanctuary is a sanctuary for rescued wildcats in need. And Winona was rescued from a situation where she was being used to breed cubs for profit. Winona was living at this breeding facility, and this breeding facility obviously maybe might not have the highest of safety standards that we hold ourselves to at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and her tail unfortunately was grabbed by a neighboring lion, and the tail was so damaged that it had to be surgically amputated. That was some years ago. It happened in her former life before the Wildcat Sanctuary. But for those who know Winona, they know that she's no worse for the wear. It just gives her that unique look. It just gives her a unique look and makes her a little bit more identifiable. I'd say so. And I think Winona's just an excellent example with so many here of what your support has helped these cats overcome. Saw Ripley and Miko at the beginning of the post. We saw Tao. We saw Winona. You could read all of their stories, and they're all so impactful, and rightfully so. It's an amazing thing that has been done for these cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and to be empowered by your support is very, very special. What do you think? Is that some food coming? Is it food time?
Pretty Winona.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing Winona's bio, Miss Faith. I appreciate it. But for now, everyone, I think we had ourselves a nice light sanctuary stroll.
Very
Here,
nice.
kind of the day after the finale of Miracle Match. Certainly feeling good, and I hope everyone is feeling just as good as we are here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. All right, I was just scrolling through a few more comments, but I think we did it. So, Olivia,
Judson,
I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Please stay close tomorrow, where we give you a much-deserved formal thank you for Miracle Match and all that your support lend us, as well as some results, which I'm sure rightfully so. You guys are interested as well as how your support helped us during this campaign. So that will be happening tomorrow. But until then, have an excellent rest of your Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everyone. And we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.
bye everyone.